Yeah, I need the music off to speak. Let me just take a good look at this. I just want to see everybody. Wow. Wow. Congratulations for coming tonight. Let me extend a welcome to everybody. BR Sharks, CrossFitters, S&C crew, friends, family, friends of friends, people who've literally been pulled by the fucking hair tonight to come in. Welcome. Let me give you a bow as we do in Buddhism. So, we're here to learn, but we need to set the scene for learning. How are we going to learn? Let's start with a story. This professor goes to Japan to learn the ways of Zen and Zen Buddhism. So he goes to the temple and the Zen master welcomes him in. And they start with a tea ceremony. And the Zen monk starts to pour the teacup. And the professor, very sort of arrogant, full of his own ideas, starts to just talk to the Zen monk. I know this, I know that, this is what life is about, this is what the good life is about, this is my science, this is my philosophy. As the Zen monk is pouring his teacup, the cup starts to overflow and just shit just spills everywhere. And the professor goes, mate, what the fuck are you doing? Shit's just spilling everywhere. The Zen monk pauses for a second and goes, see this cup? It is just like your mind. So full of your own ideas and assumptions and biases, how can I possibly teach you anything if your mind is so full? And then he pauses and says, student, empty your cup. And that is an invitation tonight to every single one of yous to empty your cup, meaning empty your minds, empty your hearts, and be completely open and ready for integrative learning. Because we're all on a different path here, we're all on a different journey. Let's face it, that's fine. We come from different cultures, different backgrounds, different whatever. But the common theme tonight is that we are united because we all believe that health and fitness is a path that we must walk together as a community and as a tribe. But usually what's left out is the power and the training of this thing here between your ears. We've mastered the physical. All of you, you go to the gym, you train on a regular basis, and that's awesome. You're one step ahead of most of the crowd. But tonight, we're going to take that to a whole new level. You think I'm bullshitting? Just wait. Just wait till I bring in the next speaker. Now, what do we mean by mindset? What do we mean by that? Let alone like mastery of your mind. It sounds like some esoteric religious thing, you know, or like some daredevil thing. You master your mind. Ooh. Well, it's not like that at all. Because every single person in this room has the ability to master their mind. When we talk about the mind, our everyday level of awareness, we use something called conscious attention or conscious awareness, which is about 5 to 10% of where our mental abilities lie. The other 90 to 95% sits in something called the subconscious mind, meaning it is submerged and hidden. Subconscious mind, submerged under the surface. And our job tonight is to bring that out in you. People have arrived, we know. Eyes on me, please. So we're going to introduce to you and we're going to make you look squarely in the face things that you have probably been running from for most of your life. Things inside here. You're going to be exposed to that. So be ready to meet yourself, everybody. Now, let's use the analogy of the amateur horseback rider versus the skilled horseback rider. The untrained, undisciplined amateur horseback rider is at the mercy of the power and viciousness of the horse, moving the horseback rider in any wild direction. And that's what our mind feels like on a day-to-day basis, right? It's like this wild animal just swings to the past with regrets and swings to the future, trying to plan every little thing, and then we get shitty about it and we have an expectation hangover that things didn't go our way. We are at the mercy of the mind. But if you train your mind with the right mental abilities, techniques, and philosophies, you can become like the skilled horseback rider who can move the horse with ease and grace. Because if you go beyond fitness as a chore, like an everyday chore, and life that, you wake up and you just go through this sort of mundane routine, you just go through the motions, When you go beyond fitness as a chore and life as a chore and this experience you have to live, when you devote yourself to a path, when you devote yourself to mastery and to self-mastery, where you train the physical, you train the mental, and you combine the two in harmony. When you do that, you become something entirely different. You become someone responsible for what's going on inside of you. Do we want a slice of that? Everybody, do we want a slice of that? Yeah, we do. Good. I hope so. Otherwise, I'll pack my bags and go home. Because we're here to train the mind. Are we ready for the journey? Are we ready? Yes. Louder. Yes. Good. Now, a few things from everybody tonight. Like I said, open your hearts, open your minds. Be ready to learn. When I learn something, I follow Bruce Lee, the most famous martial artist, has a learning platform. 4 steps. Research your own experience. Reject what is useless. Absorb what is useful. And add what is specifically your own. Meaning, research your own experience tonight, what you're going through with the information we're going to give. Reject any information that doesn't suit you right now. I knew that was going to happen. Any information that doesn't suit you right now, reject it, because we are all in different phases in our life. Absorb what is useful, so take the most important parts of all our information tonight, and then add what is specifically your own, meaning apply it into your life. Because we can sit here and we can just talk all night and keep you in the arena of theoretical, but to make any knowledge practical, you have to apply it into your life. So don't just listen, but think about how you're going to apply it into your life. Ultimately, tonight, we want to teach you skills and strategies that bridge the gap between intention and action. Because when you go on any journey, when you set any goals, when you go on any path, when you want to create a life of fulfillment, you come to realize very quickly that you are your own worst enemy. Can you agree? We all have bad habits. I have mine, everybody does. Some people have big bad habits, some people have little. But usually, there's a voice inside our head and a voice inside our heart that pulls us towards something that we know is going to create fulfillment in our lives. But what stops us? The obstacles, the challenges, the fear, the anxiety, the worry, they're just all an illusion of your mind. So tonight, we're going to dissolve the illusion of the separate self that you consider your own worst enemy. We're going to get you out of your own way so you can create the lasting change that you want in your life. Whether if it's health, relationships, financial, fitness, friendship, whatever arena, whatever slice of the pie you want to master, we will get you out of your own way tonight. Who knows this guy on screen? We're going to introduce our first speaker. Some of you know him as Aaron. He is a family man, a businessman, and a good man. I've had the privilege to spend time with him, go to his house, work with him, catch up with him, see what he does. This guy's work ethic is off the chart. It is off the chart and is brushed off on me, to be honest. He has gone from doing PT in a garage, working till the wee hours of the night, running a business by himself, to building 2 of the most successful gyms in Melbourne, Victoria, and Australia. What he's accomplished is huge, and he is going to shake things up tonight with everybody. He's going to spill his life philosophy, his teachings, his whatever, I don't even know what, because you should see him at the back. He's like a caged lion ready to be let loose. So whatever he's gonna, I wish you luck. He goes by many nicknames. Head Shark, Sexy As. The new nickname I've given him is the Fire Walker. Because when this guy is on fire, when he wants to do something and he puts his intention onto it, he is like a flame that you cannot put out with any type of gas or water. He just right through. He's a man of action, a man of will, and a man of courage. And I feel privileged to call him my friend. This guy deserves a standing ovation. Now, when I talk about full participation from everybody, I mean we need to make noise. We need your energy tonight. We need everybody's energy to really play all out. Because you need to help Aaron give him your best. Wait, him give your, whatever, you understand what I'm trying to say. Lost my fucking words there. We need you to muster up the best in him so he can deliver it to you. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. All right? So, here's what we're going to do. Everyone stand up, get up. All right. So, he's at the back there, and he wants to know that he's ready to deliver. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our trademark BR shark yell. So when I say BR, you're going to say sharks. And I don't want any of this sharks. I don't want any of that. I want you to yell like you're a fucking warrior ready to go out into battle. All right? We're going to do it 3 times. You ready? BR. Sharks. Louder. Sharks. Oh, who was that? The voice of God. BR. Sharks. BR. Sharks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Fire Walker, ready to deliver. Music, please. Perfect timing, Kai. Turn it up, turn it up. All right, start clapping, here we go. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Woo!
Guys, make some noise, come on! Make some noise, make some noise. This is going to be next level tonight, guys. I want everyone's hands up, loosen the fuck up. Get your hands up, guys, get your hands up, get your hands up. Bounce, 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 get up. Loosen up, guys. This is the first time we're going to get you out of your comfort zone. We're going to unleash the inner beast in you tonight, guys, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to deliver. I'm here to take it to the next level, and I want to hear you guys nice and loud. One more time. Beautiful, guys. Have a seat, relax, make yourselves at home. Make yourselves at home. Awesome, awesome. Good crowd tonight, exactly what we wanted to see. All right, guys, enough of the fancy-wancy stuff. That was fun. That was really fun, actually. All right. So first of all, I want to tell you all the reason why we set up this seminar tonight. It's something that I've been wanting to do for 10 years. 10 years. It's been a long time coming. And the reason why I've set it up tonight, because I'm ready to deliver it to you. I'm ready to give you my all. I'm ready to tell you everything my strengths, my weaknesses, my struggles, my battles, my emotional battles, my successes, everything. I want to give it all to you so you know the person who I am. Because most of you probably just see this Aaron, smiling face, happy dude. No one sees what goes on behind the scenes. The hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears literally. You know, I've put everything in Body Revival, and tonight is my night to show you what it's all about. But not only that, because when I look around this room, I see people. I see some people who are battling. I see some people who are struggling. I see people who have changed their lives. I see some people who have succeeded. I see some people who've got personal battles. I see everyone, and I can see everyone's emotions. I see it every day of my life. But tonight is one thing I promise you. And tonight I want to make an impact because I've transformed my life, and tonight's the night I deliver to you and show you how you can transform. So there's one thing I promise, one thing I want to get out of tonight, and that's not just giving you a motivational speech. You can download that shit from YouTube. I'm not going to tell you some cheesy fucking story that you've heard, you know, with a happy ending. I'm not going to tell you that either. But what I want to get out, I want you to dig deep. I want you to open up your hearts. I want you to grab that fucking beast that's inside of you, get it by both hands, hold it up high and fucking own it. That's what I want everyone to do tonight. Because I know every single person here has that beast. I'm lucky enough, I've unleashed this beast. So now it's time for you to unleash yours. Are you ready to unleash your beast? Give me a yeah! Guys, that was, come on. I want you to unleash the beast. And I'm not just saying this as a cheesy beast, unleash the beast. I want you to really dig deep and unleash it, because tonight we're going to take it to the next level. All right? I want you to succeed. I want you to change your life. I want you to step up from here to here. Guys, are you ready to unleash the beast? Yeah! Are you ready to unleash the beast? Yeah! Are you ready to unleash the beast? Yeah! Beautiful, guys. That's what it's all about. So, I'm glad that's all done with. Everyone's ready to unleash. Now I can unleash. Now, guys, the reason... I guess I want to start off with just giving you something personal, tell you how I started, a little bit of a life journey for myself, from primary school to high school to where I am today. So primary school was a bit of a battle. You know, I was always an interesting kid, I could say. Like, I was always hypo, stayed back in grade prep. You know, the teachers thought I had ADD, and they were right, I do. They wanted to put me on medication. And my mum was like, no, don't put him on medication, he's just crazy. No, he's just got hyperactive, which is exactly right. But that's something special that I had. But I couldn't really always relate to every other kid there. I was always the only wog in the school, pick on the wog. There was times when I was in primary school, then I ran home crying, and I lived 5 kilometres away, and I was in primary school. And what I learned from even primary school to high school, that I wasn't afraid of the struggle. I learned from each situation, all those obstacles that came in front of me. I was able to learn and conquer them, and learn along the way. And that's what life's about. It's a process of learning and kicking down those fucking obstacles and moving forward. And for some reason, I was able to do that. I don't know if it's the way I was brought up. I don't know if it's just the way I am, but everyone can do that. So moving on to high school, year 7, I was hanging around with the cool kids. Soon enough, I didn't feel like I was fitting in. I was always a little bit different. Year 8, got bullied a fair bit because I didn't want to hang out with the cool kids. I held my own. That was one thing I could do. I could hold my own. Anything that come to me, I was like, bring it, whatever, But going through high school, and not even my parents know this, like, I felt low. There were some days I felt really low. There were some days where I struggled. But man, those days made me strong. those days made me the person I am today. I'm proud of who I am. There's no doubt about it. So I battled through high school. You know, I could have gone into the drug scene. I could have gone into, you know, the party scene, but I never did. I'd never taken a drug in my life. Nothing. And I was never going to. But I could have followed that path. So I went through high school, battled through high school, learnt a lot. Learnt a lot of life lessons. And then high school was done, had a good time, learned heaps, hit uni, went to uni. And that was a different experience. That was good. But moving on. So growing up, I always loved the fitness journey. I was always into fitness. Me and my best mate who's here tonight supporting me, we always trained together. You know, in high school, we'd go to his parents' personal training studio in the back of their house and hit the weights. And we thought we were massive. We thought we were so big. Mate, there were some days I'll lift more than him and he'll just lose his shit. Like, put holes in the wall. It was awesome. Anyway, moving forward. And so we'd train. And I loved the fact, I really liked the look of muscly guys, and I really liked, being strong, and I played football. I was a really good football player, won a couple of best and fairest, played rep footy. So fitness was always in my life, and I felt like fitness was something I couldn't get away from. I felt like it made me feel really, really good. So I just continued. I never know where it was going to take me. Anyway, fast forward. I started doing these spin classes. That's how I got into the industry. So from my best mate's parents' PT studio, I was able to sort of get some inspiration from them. And I was working at a gym at the time. I was doing some spin classes. I was known as the Spin King. And I was running some spin classes. And then after the spin classes, I was doing some reception work at the gym as well. And one day, without any notice, the members got an SMS. And I promise you guys won't get this SMS, all right? The SMS was, we're closing at the end of the week and gym's done. Gym's going on the receivership or something like that. So here I was, I was earning about $200-300 a week. Thought it was pretty good coin back in the day. And, the gym closed and I was like, shit, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? And soon enough from that point, I realized that I couldn't rely on anyone else. The only person I could rely on was myself. For work, for money, for nothing. I couldn't rely on my parents, I couldn't rely on my job. So I had to do this myself. And that was my turning point, one of my turning points. So I said, you know what, and I was always a hard worker. I worked at Macca's, I worked at Boost Juice, I had 3 jobs, I was washing cars. I had 3-4 jobs at the one time as a teenager. So I always had this work ethic. And I, decided to, invest $15,000, pretty much my life savings, into this PT studio, which is in my parents' garage here. And at the start it was called Pumping Personal Training. Go and get pumped. That was what it was called. And I thought, I matured a little bit, and I called it Body Revival then, and sort of kept the name. That was the original logo. So I invested $15,000 to set up this PT studio. And I called it Body Revival. And, it was great. I did it. I didn't know how far I wanted to take it. I thought, great, I can train a couple of people, do a couple of bicep curls in the garage, get buff, and, that'd be the end of it. But I just kept going, kept persevering. So I created this quote. I said, every day is an opportunity to believe, achieve, and succeed. And that's how I live by every single day, because every day is an opportunity. You got to believe in yourself, and you can succeed, you can move to the next level. So, over the whole experience, I was, I created, this was just recent actually, I created these 5 transformation stages of success that you can relate to in business and you can relate to in life. And that's what I want to share to you today. But I want to dig a little bit deeper. I'm just going to go through these obstacles and go through these stages. I want you to really dig deep. I want this to relate to you and your life and where you want to be. So if it's personal, fitness, mental, I want you to dig that a little bit deep, because everyone's got their own obstacles, their own story. And it's which way you want to go, left or right. So you've got to create your story. And this is where this comes into place. And you'll realize some people will only hit stage 2, some people stage 3. But tonight, we're gonna take it to the next level. We're gonna get you to stage 5 and beyond. That's where we wanna be at. So, stage 1, seize the opportunity and realization of change. There's always a moment in life where you decide you've got to change. You know, every single person has had this moment. I see it every day when new members come through the door. I always ask them, what made you contact us? And there's always an emotional feeling. Not everyone shares it, but there's always an emotional feeling connected to that. And those emotions could be unhappy, you could be depressed, you could be lonely, you could have broken up with your partner. But there's always one feeling or emotion that connects you to move on. Or to say, you know what, now's the time for me to fucking do something about it. But how many people decide they want to do that? And there's 2 main reasons, right? Their minds have opened or their heart has been broken. So think about that. Something's happened in here that says, you know what, I've got to do something about it. Or something up in here, it's like, bing, you know, it's time. It's time I take the step forward. So that's what generally happens to people. And you've got to accept, okay? Step 2, you've accept that you've created the wrong choices. Accept the fact that you've been eating too many donuts or you've been lazy. That's why you've got high cholesterol. You've got heart disease because you've been smoking. You've got to accept the fact that you fucked up and you need to move forward. Without accepting the fact and blaming everyone else, you are never going to move forward. And I see this all the time. Too many people blame other external motions that are happening around them rather than blaming themselves. I'm here today, right now, doing this talk because everything I did for the last 29 years of my life has got me to this point. Same with you. Where you are today, the last 30, 20, 40, 50 years has got you to the point where you are today. And you've got to realize that. You may have had some setbacks, but they've just been obstacles that you haven't been able to overcome. You know, you've never taken that direction sometimes to move forward. So you've just got to realize and accept the fact that sometimes, you know what, you didn't take the right direction. Get over it, move on. And I can guarantee you, a lot of you are already past this stage. All right? Because you're here tonight and you want to make a difference. Step 3 is action drives potential. So you make the call, you decide to change, you've come in, you've seen me, all right? And you've said, you know what, I'm actually going to commit tonight. I'm going to commit myself and I'm going to take action. I'm going to do something. I'm not going to sit on my ass anymore. I'm actually going to do something about it. I'm going to start training. I'm going to start moving. I'm going to start eating right. So you've got to take action because action drives potential. Without moving forward, you're never going to see your potential. And like I said, a lot of you are past this stage. You're moving, you're taking action. You're here tonight wanting to move forward. That's what it's all about. And then there's seize the opportunity. All right? This is where it gets real a little bit. You've got to realize by taking that action, there's an opportunity. It's not like I'm going to come and train and do some bicep curls, some push-ups, run a couple of laps, complain about it. That ain't taking action. That ain't doing shit. You're wasting your time. You have to seize the opportunity. So guys, right now tonight, you have some massive opportunity here at Body Revival. But not only that, you might have some opportunity at a job. You might have some opportunity for your relationship. There's opportunity everywhere. Wherever you look around, there's opportunity. It's how you take it. You're going to grab that shit by both hands and run with it, or you're going to run like a little bitch and go home and cry about it and say, oh, I can't do it, and make up a million fucking excuses. You know, I want you to grab that opportunity. Every opportunity you see, grab it and just run with it because you don't know what's on the other side. And step 5 is focus on the emotional state of success. Results. Why did you start your fitness journey? Why did you start coming to a CrossFit session? Why did you start doing a boot camp session? Why did you start your strength journey? Why did you want to change your job? Why did you move house? Why did you get into a relationship? You know? Why? Think of that why factor. What made you start
and what's going to take you to the next level. So you've got to think about that. Think about the reason why you started. All right, so that's about seizing the opportunity, making the most out of every opportunity. Now, stage two. Stage two is exciting. I really like this. This is one of my favorites. All right, and it's unleashing the comfort zone. First of all, I just want to say thanks to Marianne and Michael for coming in tonight. Give them a round of applause. They're at the back there. Give them a round of applause. Boom. They're one of my very first members. And they're back, always coming back. And they organised the food as well for us tonight. It was on the house. Thank you very much. So it's about unleashing the comfort zone. And I want to tell you my turning point. And this is pretty cool. This is a good story. So I was a spin king, right? I was running spin classes. Back in the day, I would drive to Broadmeadows, train this old lady, which I still speak to today. She never really paid me, but I felt like I had a connection with her. I wanted to help her, and I still speak to her from this day. That was like 8 years ago. So I would drive to Broadmeadows. From Broadmeadows, I'd go to Northland, run a couple of spin classes there from Northland. I'd go to Campbellfield, run a spin class there from Campbellfield. I'd go to Five Star Gym, run some spin classes there. So I was running around madness, right? I was taking every opportunity. You know, it was $30 a pop, boom, $30 a pop, awesome. And I loved doing what I was doing. I loved bringing that energy. So I was running spin classes all around Melbourne. I was known, like I said, I was a spin king. I used to get 40, 50 people rocking up to my class, lining up and having a good time. After that, I needed to, I actually opened up the PT studio, and this is where I started to unleash the comfort zone, where it got me to the next level. So I needed to build up clients, all right? And this was difficult for me because there was no Facebook, there was no Google, all right? There was no Instagram. It was just me, myself, and I. So it was up to me to go out, do the old school way, and go talk to people. All right, that's why I'm pretty comfortable. This is my first time doing such a big speech, but so I'm pretty comfortable tonight. So I'm getting out of my comfort zone. So I was building up clients, and I need to do this to go to the next level. So without me getting out of my comfort zone, I was never going to see what's on the other side. That was just an obstacle. That was just another opportunity for me to hit. So I promised myself, I was 20 or 19, 20. I promised myself that I would go to spin class 45 minutes early, and I would talk to every person who came through that door. I would talk to everyone. Whoever it was, I would make sure I talked to every single person. There was one person that I didn't talk to. One person I was afraid to talk to. And I was like, if I don't talk to this person, how am I going to really get out of my comfort zone? I talked to 49 other people there, bar one. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. So I approached her. And this girl had been doing my spin class for about 2 years. She would sit in the corner in the class, do the class, do her thing, and leave. She was young, she was attractive, maybe that's why I was a little bit nervous. But she never said hello to me, I never said hello to her. And she was so consistent. But yeah, it was a really funny feeling because I would talk to anyone but her. So I said, you know what? I've got to do this. I've got to approach her. So I went up to her. I approached this young, attractive girl. I walked up and I said to her, hey, how you going? My name's Aaron. What's your name? And she introduced herself. And I said, oh, look, I'm setting up this personal training studio at my parents' garage. She goes, oh, look, I'm looking for a personal trainer. So I talked to her, I'm like, oh, she's actually nice. Here I am judging her for being, being to herself, but she's a really nice girl. So I started talking to her. I'm like, yes, I'm setting up this PT studio. And she's like, I'm looking for a personal trainer. I'm like, awesome, come down, we'll have a bit of a chat. And we'll get you started, we'll get you moving, we'll sort of set up some goals and get you motivated. Awesome. So she come down to my PT studio, and that girl's name was Stacey. That girl's now my wife. Oh man, it was awesome. So yeah, we built up a really good friendship, and then from a friendship, we obviously, married with a kid, with another one on the way, by the way, 2 kids now. So that's just a small story of why you should get out of your comfort zone. You never know what's on the other side. My wife's on the other side. We're married, we set up the business, it's awesome. We've got kids, we've got a beautiful family. So you never know what opportunity lies ahead if you never get out of your comfort zone. So don't be afraid, guys. All it is getting out, is pushing down an obstacle, getting through it, and moving on to the next level of life. So a lesson learned was nothing in life was ever achieved without getting out of your comfort zone. And I live by that. And you probably always hear me say, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone. So true. So true. So, number 2, unleash the comfort zone to release results. So, how to apply this? What you really need to do, you need to find something that makes you nervous, that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, that gives you tingles in your stomach. All right? It's one of those things that you say, well, should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Yes, you should. All right? That's going to get you out of the comfort zone. That's going to take you to the next level. That is going to unleash something. So hands up if you've been out of your comfort zone before. Every single person here everyone wants to see everyone's hands up. No, it is, yes. There you go, better. Awesome. So every single person get out of your comfort zone, all right? If it's a new job, if it's your first date, your first kiss, training, everyone remembers their first time, if you know what I mean. That was it. They told me not to say that, I did. All right, that's getting out of your comfort zone. The more you do it, what happens? What happens when you get out of your comfort zone? Tell me what happens when you get out of your comfort zone. I want someone to put their hand up. Tell me what happens. Tell me. You get confident. What else? You feel loved. What else? What happens when you get out of your comfort zone? I should have 100 people putting their hands up yelling shit. Freedom, yes! Is that all? Yell it out. Yes, 100% you grow. So all these good things happen when you get out of your comfort zone. Why are people so scared to? Can't you see what's on the other side? But the main thing that happens is you release results. Right? Without getting your comfort zone, you're never going to release results. You're never going to develop, grow, feel loved, feel free as a person. So that's what it's all about. It's releasing results. So you improve, you unleash potential, you grow, you learn, you develop. And you know what? 110% of the time, you surprise yourself. Say, how easy was that? Am I right in saying that? Give me a yes if I am. Yeah. Awesome. Beautiful. It is so much easier when you take that next step. Everyone remembers their first session they did a body revival and how nervous they were. I've seen the look on your face. You're so nervous and you're a bit scared and anxious. But once you get to your first session, you do it more and you do it again and you keep doing it and it feels fucking awesome. It feels good. You get excited. Am I right? And what did you learn? You learn if you stick to it, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And all you guys, that's why you're here tonight, because it is better. You've got through the comfort zone of health and fitness and you feel good. I can name so many people. I don't want to name names. I can see every single person when I'm looking right now. When I've had that one-on-one consult, I've seen you all and I've seen what your potential is. Some of you have entered CrossFit sessions and you've never exercised before. Some of you are doing PTs and doing 3 sessions a week. Some of you are staying, some of you have been here for 3, 4, 5 years. And that's what it's all about. You never do that if you never get out of your comfort zone. And guess what, guys? When you get out of your comfort zone, it's one thing. One thing happens. It's addictive as fuck. You feel good. You want to keep doing it. Tonight, right here, I'm out of my comfort zone. I've never done a speak like this before. But I guarantee you, I'm doing this shit again and again and again because I'm fucking loving this right now. I am. It's awesome. So I'm going to do this again. All right? So that's what happens when you get out of your comfort zone. Boom. Stage 3, relentless momentum. Think about that, relentless momentum. So this was the start of Body Revival Boot Camp. There's me and my wifey there. There we go, look at us, lovebirds. All right, so personal training started to get busy for me. It was starting to really pick up. And for me, it was like, how can I service more people? So I thought, you know what, this boot camp thing was a big thing. You know, these outdoor boot camps, popping up left, right, and center. There was a boot camp every corner of the bloody park. I thought, I'm gonna give this boot camp a go. So I did. So Stacey and I went out, created these little pamphlets that were like that big, really small. And we started promoting. That is my very first boot camp pamphlet that I did. I printed that shit out on my Hewlett-Packard 1970s printer. And we printed out, chopped them up, you know, and we went out handing out little pamphlets. Yay, this is fun, let's hold hands out in the street. And it was awesome. We'd go around to every street. I think we printed out 250 of them. We thought that was massive. So we printed out 250 of them. That was the only way to promote. There was no Google or Facebook. It was just, you know, old school hustle when we were hustling. So, you know, I handed out those pamphlets and I started to build up some momentum. I got a call, one call, two calls. I was like, babe, and I remember the day I'm like, someone's called me for the boot camp. Oh, shit. And I was getting so excited. And then I got another call and I was like, damn, this is awesome, right? And one of those members who received one of those boot camps pamphlets is still a member today, believe it or not. And that was 7-8 years ago. So it's amazing what you can do with such a small thing. So I started doing this 8-week boot camp and we were running out of Bundoora Park just up the road here. It was old school hustle. It was awesome. We had lamps. We were running down the street with lamps over our head. We had no light. It was the middle of bloody winter, it was raining, and people were still rocking up to our boot camps. I was running them illegally, I never told anyone. We'd run out of the park, use the street lights, we'd set it up, and it was awesome. But people were rocking up, it was raining, people were still coming. And it started from an 8-week boot camp, and I thought, you know what? Boom, everyone's like, we don't want to stop at 8 weeks, what are you talking about? Let's keep going. So I'm like, all right, let's keep going. So I kept going. And yeah, at that time I was 20, I was studying, I was working, and I was creating this work ethic, this hustle ethic, especially after the second boot camp because I was doing so much. So we moved on and we set up another 8-week boot camp and that just kept going. I was like, all right, well, what am I gonna do? Like, it's raining, it's cold, like I can't sustain this for a long term. So I needed an indoor location. And the lesson learned was we first make our habits and then our habits make us. Isn't that true? So you got to create good habits for yourself. Everyone's got bad habits and then those bad habits makes you. So if your habit is eating chocolate every night after dinner, which I used to do, sit there, munch on chocolates, no shit, you know, I turned into a bigger dude and I got fat. So, but that's another story. Anyway, so, you know, these habits make you, the more you train, the more consistent you train, what's going to happen? You're going to keep getting fitter, you're going to keep getting stronger. So, relentless momentum. So, consistency and adherence, all right? And you've got to have that, you stop, you die attitude, right? If you stop, it's like starting a car. If you accelerate, you keep going. If you're going to move up and down, you know what I mean? You're never going to get that momentum. All right, to create that momentum, you need to put that accelerator, you need to keep going, you need to keep pushing forward. You cannot stop. All right, because as soon as you stop, you're taking 10 steps back and it's back to stage one again, making changes. All right, realization of that you need to change your life. That's what happens when you stop. You've made the commitment to keep moving forward, so it's time to move forward. You've got some, you know, you've got out of your comfort zone, but now it's time to create some momentum, to keep moving forward, to keep the accelerator on. Because if you stop, you're fucked, literally. You know, I could have stopped at that 8-week boot camp and said, oh, let's have a bit of a break. If I stopped then, oh, who knows, I would have gone somewhere else. So you just got to keep going. So it's ongoing efforts. You know, And you are gonna fuck up once. You might fuck up twice, but you're gonna get over it and keep moving forward. All right, you can't let that one mistake stop you from what you can achieve. So let's put into perspective. All right, let's put into a fitness perspective. Increasing food intake daily versus decreasing food intake daily. All right, so everyone knows calorie consumption, all right, is going to equal your fat loss. So you've got to burn more than you actually consume to lose weight, right? So if you're burning 2,300 calories a day, right, you've got to eat 2,200 calories a day, and you're going to eventually get results over a longer period of time. So when it comes to training, nutrition, if you continue to snack on that little something, or eat that little extra pasta at night, have that little extra muffin, pinch on those extra nuts, pinch on that extra chocolate, what do you think is going to happen? Someone tell me. So if you keep doing the wrong thing every single day for the rest of your life, what's going to happen? All right? It becomes a habit, but it's going to affect the way you look, yeah? You just didn't turn 30 or 40 and your metabolism slowed down, you turned out, and you've put on all this weight. That did not happen. The reason why you're 30 and you're fat is purely because you've been eating shit, so you've got to change it. Let's accept it. Let's accept it, let's own it, and let's move on. All right, own it. Now, decreasing food intake. What happens now? All right, so the whole life, which is not many of us, we've ate the right foods, we've exercised, and you're at 30 years old. How are you going to look? How are you going to feel? You look pretty damn good and feel pretty damn good too, because you've been doing awesome things for all your life, yeah? So that's going to reflect on what you do. So that's what it's all about. If you stay consistent with one thing, if it's good or if it's bad, it's going to reflect you as a person. So if you're always complaining about bullshit stuff, that's going to affect you mentally, and you're going to start complaining about everything, about there's too much cream in my coffee or whatever. You're gonna. That's the thing. You've made that into your daily ideas. So, what you need to do? So you've decided to change your life. You've got this momentum. What you need to do? What do you need to do to keep sticking at it? You need to plan. You need to prepare, and you need to organize. All right. Next week, I'm not going to say I'm going to lose weight and I'm just going to wing it, because that ain't going to happen. Even with training, I'm not just going to be like, all right, I'm just going to train. Yeah, I'll figure it out next week. No, you need to organize your stuff, plan ahead. All right, so I know Monday, 4 a.m., I get up, I train, I go to work, I finish late, like I've planned it all. If you want to get results in nutrition, you can't just sit there and just go to the nearest cafe and pick a donut, or go to the cafe and just grab a sandwich. You need a plan. All right, you need to organize yourself. You need to prepare. It takes time. Yes, it does take effort. It ain't going to be easy, but if you want to get from A to B, you need to do something about it. Yeah? It's so simple, but no one does it. Everyone says, I don't have time, I don't have money. Everyone's got time. Everyone can, if you plan, you've got 24 hours a day. I've got 24 hours a day. I'm no different than you. Look at the person next to you, they've got 24 hours a day. It's what you do with that time that's going to get you to the next level. If you say, I've got no time, you're never going to create time. You probably get up at 7 a.m. in the morning and take your time, get out of bed, have a coffee, and that's not going to get you nowhere. But you can wake up at 6:30 a.m., spend that half an hour actually doing something productive. Everyone's got time, guys. So create it, plan yourself, prepare, organize. It ain't going to happen straight away. But if you start to instance it and build up some momentum and keep trying every single day, you are going to get there. 110%. So must do 3, creation of habits. All right, and this is a big one. You need to prioritize. If you decide, you know what, I'm just going to do it when I feel like, or do it, no, I'm not going to do it today, I'm tired, I'll do it tomorrow. It ain't going to happen. You're not creating a habit. You got to do it or die. If you're tired, do it. If you're unmotivated, do it. If you can't be fucked, do it. Make sure you continue to do it. No matter what, because you're never going to create any sort of habit. When you get up in the morning and personally, I never used to be a morning person. I used to hate training in the mornings. And I was like, I can't train in the morning, it's too cold, I've got to do weights. I couldn't train in the mornings. Stace goes, do the mornings, it's the only time you had, give it a go. No, it's too cold, I'll stay in bed, I'm tired. And I used to create these bullshit excuses. And then one day I was like, you know what, I've actually got to, if I don't train in the morning, I'm never going to train. Because I get distracted and I start talking to everyone like I did the other day. So I decided to train in the morning. I got up in the morning, I struggled, ripped out myself out of bed, and I struggled. I'm like, oh no, I've got to keep doing this, Now, it's a habit for me. I get up at 5 a.m. and train every day and feel amazing because I've created that habit. So that's what you got to do. It's a do or die attitude. Create the habit and keep doing it. Don't just do it for a day and then the next day gets harder and then stop, because you are going to get little obstacles along the way, and that's what's going to get you strong. It's going to get you from A to B to C. All right, so create this habit, and you've got to obsess about it. Man, I get obsessed over everything, especially this talk. You know, we were like, anyway, I was obsessed over it when we realized we're doing it. So you've got to obsess about it. If you want to lose weight and get fit, if you want to be a motivator, if you want to be a speaker, you need to obsess about it. You need to hear it. You need to put a podcast on the way to work. You need to look up something on YouTube every day. You need to come to training. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, you need to literally obsess yourself about it. Create an obsession, but a good obsession, yeah? Now create an automated response. So what happens when you create this obsession? You create an automated response. So you just do it then. After you try and try and try, and then all of a sudden it's a habit, it's automated. You just get up and you do it. You know, a lot of you people, you decide, oh, Monday night I'm training, you just, after a week, you get up and go. And you just do it. It's incented into you. You've created this awesome habit that's allowed you to get fit, or it's allowed you to lose weight, or vice versa. So we ask you, which one are you? So what do you do? All right, have a think about this at the moment. If your goal is to get fit, lose weight because you've got a wedding, or you've got a holiday, or you just literally want to change your life, what do you do in the morning? Do you get up and just take your time and have a coffee, sit down and watch some TV, complain, oh, it's Monday, move on to your car, drive? What do you do? You know, when you come home from work, have a think about it for a second. You come home from work, what do? You sit down, oh, what a day. Oh, I deserve a rest, I need to relax. Or you go, oh, shit, I need to actually get some shit done. I might mow the lawn, clean the house, cook dinner for the hubby, Stacey. She's good at that. So do something like, what do you do? What do you do on a Saturday night? Do you go out and drink alcohol and then complain on Monday why you're not losing weight? Do you go out and eat fucking heaps of food like I used to do? Mate, my Saturday night, I was eating, mate, we had a dumpling record, Raf. He's eating now. 100 dumplings, I think him and I smashed out one Saturday night, and I was complaining why I'm not losing weight. It's because I'm old and stressed and my metabolism's changed. That was my excuse. But when you realize that it's actually you and it's your bad habits, then you can actually start to make a change. So when you think about it, all these examples there, do you have good habits or do you have bad habits? Are they stopping you, or your habits influencing your progress? When you change those habits, what do? Do you get results? I bet you a lot of people right here have changed some big habits, have got some pretty big results. I can name a few, 100%. So you've got to realize what you're doing throughout the day, and it seems so simple and basic, but it's what you do throughout the day that's anyone can do what they want to do. Everyone can be what they want to be. Nothing's holding you back besides yourself. So you've got to look at your lifestyle and start making some changes, some proper changes. Not, I'm going to do it tomorrow and then I'm not going to do it for the next 2 days. You need to make some proper fundamental changes to take you to that next level. And it's exciting. It is bloody exciting. All right, guys. That's the time for me for now. But now, this man, can I just say something? The monk, the man, the seduction god, the man with the Zen master. Can I say, when I met this person and when I speak to this guy, I literally get tingles in my stomach. He gets me excited when I speak to him because what he says comes from truth, comes from passion, comes from his heart. I've never met anyone who's so passionate about something. And he has taught me a lot. And can I say, without him tonight, without him coming to Body Revival, there is no way this would have all happened because he was the one who convinced me to say, you know what, let's do this mindset seminar. 100%, 100%. He has literally taken Body Revival from here to fucking next level. Because I don't know a gym in Melbourne that's got over 100 people looking and getting inspired right now, wanting to change their lives. And it was all this man. He got me motivated to speak. And I can't thank him enough. So guys, I need everyone standing up. Everyone standing up. Loosen up a little bit. Loosen up a little bit. All right? Let's have some fun with this. All right? I want the next 30 seconds, I want everyone to chill out, have a good time, lean back, do a couple of dance moves, and get excited. Because the more excited we get, the more excited he's going to get. And he's a passionate motherfucker, I'll tell you that much. All right, guys, let's get ready. Kai, music, please. So we're going to count him down. We're going to start from 10 to 1. When we go 1, I want everyone ripping out their best dance moves, and we are going to take Body Revival to the next level tonight. Are we ready to loosen the fuck up? Let's go, guys. Kai, put up some music. 8, 7. I need everyone counting. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give a big round of applause, guys. Make some noise for Michael the Monk. Get on. More. Get him excited. Here we go, guys. Get him excited. The seduction god is here. He's going to release his energy. Oh, shit. Lean back. Oh, everyone loosen up. What do I say about getting down to that comfort zone? You don't know what's on the next level. All right, everyone. 3, 2, 1, and go. Back. That's it. Back. That's it. Loosen up. Oh, this is good. Put the music up, Kai. We're not finished yet, baby. All right. When he says lean back, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the jam set. Pull the black away. All right, let's go. Lean back. Come on. Oh, come on, trainers, Anastasia. Guys, get up here. Come on. Lean back. Everyone, hands up. Let's go. Louder, everyone. Come on. Get your hands up. Get your fucking hands up. Let's go. Woo. This is awesome. Come on, guys. Louder. All right, cool. When I say beer, you say shut. Beer. When I say beer, you say shut. Beer. Awesome, guys. Beautiful. Give the man a round of applause. That wasn't planned at all. That wasn't planned at all. Alrighty, let me put this mic on the man.
Shit, you make me nervous, man.
That was
you
pretty.
talked me up massively.
I did.
It's all right, how do we do this?
There we go.
Like that?
Put it on, mate. Oh, I think I had it on upside down the whole time. There we go.
No, like this. As you can see, we're prepared. Nothing like spontaneity.
I actually did have that up there.
All right, I need to click it. Oh, it's in my pocket. All right. Loosen up after that. Now, that's fucking loud as well. Just to let myself off the hook, he said something about me being a seduction god, and I got no fucking idea what he's talking about, mate. You know, so just remove that off my biography or resume. All right, this goes in my pocket. I just want to say thank you, Aaron, for introducing me like that and talking me up. So I hope I can deliver to everybody tonight. So our first topic is mental toughness. So there's two topics I'm going to speak about. The first one is mental toughness, on-the-spot mental toughness that you can use in any situation in your life, whether it be in the middle of a workout, or it be in an argument, in a high-stakes situation, in a competition, a sporting competition, job interview, whatever it may be. You can use this four-step control mechanism to really bring out your inner warrior and really just remain in a state of calm. I actually had to do this at the back. I did it at the back with Aaron before the seminar started, because, no joke, we were pretty nervous. So, you know, open up and get ready to learn. So, to understand, you know, when we train the mind, we first have to understand to train the perception. What does the eye see in any given situation? And to train your mind, the first thing you need to understand is that you have abilities, resources inside of you that you can summon at any given moment when you feel uncomfortable. You have it within you. But too much of the time, we grab at things externally. When we're going through trouble, when we're going through pain, through anxiety, through worry, we run to the closest thing that can numb that feeling. Cigarettes, coffee, Game of Thrones, YouTube, porn, God knows what. We try to run away from ourselves, and you have to stop running, to be honest, if you're going to train your mind in any form or fashion. Now, this four-step process of mental toughness. Number one, you control your response. How do you control your response? Through breath training. Breathe. Relax. Everything will be all right. You don't need to say exactly that, but you take control of the raging bull that's in your mind by breathing. It is the most overlooked thing. But when you go and study with, a lot of my research through this mental toughness stuff came actually from military operatives and Navy SEALs. It is a practical thing. And when in the middle of their training, in the middle of a firefight or in the middle of war, how they actually take control of their mental state is through breath training. That's how you control your response. Number two, controlling your attention. What are you focusing on in your mind? Step number three, transforming any negative emotion that will rise up from the inside and grab you like claws. You transform the negative emotion into a positive one. And the last one is effective goal setting, not in the sense where you're setting goals on a long-term basis, but we mean focusing on the next thing, the next second, the next minute, the next rep, the next set, the next evolution, whatever it might be. It's how you use your mind. Now, let's just look at this study by Herald Tribune. So, on average, a person at rest takes 16 breaths per minute. This means we breathe about 960 breaths an hour, 23,040 breaths a day. Let me ask you a question, everybody. How aware are you of any of those breaths? How aware are you? We're not really aware, are we? On a totem pole of survival, you can go a couple of days without water. You can go a week without food. How long do you think you can survive without breathing? Not long, let's just say that. You're done. But if the breath is the gateway between life and death, why are we so unaware of it? Well, first of all, it's an automatic response, so we're not actually in tune with it. But most of the time, we live up here. We're like little mad monkeys running around with thought after thought after thought, and we never take conscious attention of taking control of our breath. So how we train the breath is we do breath awareness training. I do this a lot in meditation or when I'm coaching people to remain calm in anxious situations, so on and so forth. One of my favorite ones is something called box breathing. Inhale 4 seconds, pause for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, pause for another 4 seconds. If you were to do 5 of them, if you're in the middle of an argument with a loved one and they're going, "Yeah, fucking, why did you do that?" and they're just hammering you and you feel the anger rising up. If you were to do one conscious box breathing breath, it would completely change your perspective of the whole argument. Have you ever been in that situation where you are in an argument and, we might follow it down to its end and create a big fight, but have you ever just in the middle of an argument just gone like, "Yes, babe, I know." Do you realize you just took a massive breath? That you've done that? Breath training is everything with controlling your response. When we do breath training, essentially what we're trying to do is awaken something called the objective eye and close the subjective eye. We learn that in martial arts, in sword fighting, that you always have to have the objective eye working. What do I mean by that? Take this sentence. This is happening and this is bad. The phrase, "this is happening," is objective. The phrase, "this is bad," is subjective, meaning you chose it was bad. You made that decision. It is a subjective response. But if you were to take your attention and breathe and look at things objectively, meaning what's happening right now, not what can happen in the future or what happened in the past, but what's happening now, your state of consciousness just completely changes. Do you understand what I mean by the objective versus the subjective eye? When you train in mental toughness, when you train in mental training, you awaken and you see reality through the objective eye. In yoga philosophy, we call that the awakening of the third eye. The one that sees everything, the one that sees the truth. Because have you ever been in a situation where you see someone and they look particularly in a really shitty mood and you think that you've done something wrong and you start creating all these stories in your head. Did I say this? Did I say that? Did I do this to him to piss him off or her? And then when you go up to that person and say, "Are you and me, are we good? Is everything okay?" And they say, "Yeah, what were you tripping out on?" They're like, "Oh, I just thought you were pissed off at me." We assume that the person is pissed off at us, but we don't know the big picture. We don't know objectivity. So when we breathe and we relax into any obstacle we face, you awaken the objective eye. Then the next one is controlling the response. So we're in a situation, could be in the middle of a workout. Take a breath, and then we go to controlling your response. So where's your conscious attention going? What rises up in you? You could be saying like, "Shit, this is so painful, this hurts." I'll tell you a funny story. So about a month into Body Revival, CrossFitters, you'll relate to this. So Fraser says to me, man, we need to really work out together. Like, let's organise a training session. I said, "I'm down, man, I'm down." Little did I know what the fuck I was getting myself into. And then, anyway, so I'm writing up the workout on the whiteboard. And he just stands in front of me, I walk off. And I come back, and like, the whole workout's just been manipulated. And I said, "Fraser, I can't do that." He's like, "No, I'll do this. You do your version, and I'll do mine." And I'm like, "I was supposed to work out together, man." He's like, "No, I'll do my version." So, my ego kicks in. I'm like, all right, I've got to change my workout a little bit to try and suit his workout so I can match him. because CrossFitters get really competitive. So I manipulate my workout, nowhere near as hard as his. Anyways, the workout starts and it started off with like 60 calories on the assault bike. Now we've all been on the assault bike, right? Fucking terrible piece of equipment, but we love it. 60 calories in, he jumps off and I jump off and I basically just put my hands on my legs like this and I just go, fuck. And I had no idea what I just gotten myself into. That is the perfect situation. You need to control your response. Now, one thing that Navy SEALs do, if you know who Navy SEALs are, they're America's elite military warriors. They do something called the Power Mantra, and I came across this as one of my favorite books called The Way of the SEAL, and I started using it during my workouts and in tough situations. It's called the Power Mantra. So you breathe and you interdict the negative thought with something positive or something that reminds you of something really meaningful to your heart. So in the middle of a workout where I'm dying, or in a painful situation, or any situation where I need to bring myself back to objectivity, I say my Power Mantra. What's my one? Feed the courage wolf. Sounds very, ancient and esoteric, but it constantly reminds me of the Native American story where, this is all metaphoric, it's not necessarily real, but it's how you play with your own thoughts. There's a famous Native American story where the Master Chief is teaching his son about the mind and about what goes on inside the mind. And he says that there's two wolves that live inside of us. There's the wolf of courage and the wolf of fear. It's an analogous story. It's not real, but it talks to us about what side we lean towards in any given situation. Are you a negative Nancy? Or do you push yourself and make the effort to fill your mind with something positive, to fuel you for your next step? So what do I say? I say feed the courage wolf. Would you rather feed the wolf of fear and engulf yourself in that emotion? No, you wouldn't. So take-home point tonight as well is come up with your own power mantra. What's something that gets you to the heart? What's something that you can say? Could you say, I'm doing this for mum? Maybe you've lost a loved one. Maybe there's something painful going on. Maybe something that reminds you, a quote. Something that shocks you back into reality. Do we all understand what I'm saying here? If you came to my competition in CrossFit we did a couple of months ago, if you were observing me, I would be talking to myself constantly. And I was a nervous wreck before each event in that CrossFit comp. You can ask Fraser. But I tried to keep my nerves ready. And someone asked me, they saw me, I was at the back and before the event, I was kneeling down, I was looking down to the ground and it looked like I was talking to myself. And he asked, what were you saying to myself? And I was basically saying a prayer to myself to calm my nerves. And I was saying something called the Serenity Prayer. Now, I'm not religious at all, I've got nothing against religion, but I say this prayer because it empowers me. And I would say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. To have the courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. Because isn't it funny in life how we cannot have the serenity and we cannot accept the things we cannot change? And on the flip side, we lack the courage to change the things that we can. We're in a double bind. And that prayer always shocks me back into reality. It's not even a religious thing, it's something that reminds me of my own self-power. Find your own power mantra that you can say when you're uncomfortable that reminds you of your own self-power because it's within you. Step 3, emotional resilience. So sometimes we say that we're thinking positive, but we feel emotionally negative. So we can say, just as positive, I'm positive, positive thinking. Just think positive. How annoying is that when people say that? Hey, just think positive. Hey, Siobhan, just think positive. Sarah, just think positive. Don't worry, everything will be right, just think positive. Yeah, if it's that fucking simple, isn't it, right? Just think positive. No, because we have something called emotions. We are emotional human beings. Now, emotion equals energy in motion. It is an energy with a specific theme that is in motion in your body. We think an average of 25,000 to 50,000 thoughts per day, which 90% of them are negative based on a study by Deepak Chopra. Can you imagine how many thoughts you think a day and that 90% of them are negative? Now, negative in connotation, not saying like, fuck, life is just so shit right now. Not necessarily in that intensity, but we think negative in the sense where like, what if this happens? Why did this happen? What if? How come? He did this, I did that. Why? That kind of negative. We can never embrace the present moment. But you need to understand is that at any given moment, you can transform your own emotions. You just have to know how. Well, you have to do step one. You have to breathe. You have to create breath awareness inside of you so you can create the gap between the awareness in your mind and the actual thought. That's what we do when we breathe and we meditate. People ask me, what's meditation? Meditation is simply just sitting there and creating the gap between who you are, which is your awareness, and the thought. And the more you breathe deeply, the more you bring conscious awareness to the thought, you create a bigger and bigger gap to the point where you can look at what you're thinking and go, why the fuck was I thinking that in the first place? Why am I thinking like this? Is this what I do to myself on a daily basis? I just think negative thoughts all the time. And the emotional resiliency comes when you understand that everything in life is a circle and there's always two sides to a coin, that every negative emotion, there is a flip side. There is a positive emotion. Anxiety can mean excitement. Worry can mean preparation. Anger can mean passion. Shame can mean vulnerability, the courage to be vulnerable. Does anyone know what that Chinese sign is? The Chinese write crisis with two brush strokes. Left means crisis. The right means opportunity. Because isn't it clearly obvious, when you take a step back from any crisis you're going through, there is always a seed of opportunity in there. And what I mean by that is not like if there's a fire going on in front of you, you have the opportunity to run through it and not get burnt. I don't mean that. I mean in every obstacle we face, if you train your perception and you train your mind, you can always see a seed of learning within that obstacle. Within that crisis, there is always an opportunity. Last one, you've got to set micro goals. So whenever you're in a tough workout, whenever you're at BR, you're doing a tough workout. Now, not every single workout has to be one where you kill yourself. I'm not saying that. Not every workout you have to bring yourself to a place where you're going to vomit into a bucket or you're going to pass out. It's got nothing to do with that. This can be used in any given situation. But let's use the example of a tough workout. So you've done your breathing, you said your power mantra, feed the courage wolf, so you're getting yourself in that right state of mind. If any negative emotions come up, you go, this isn't worry, I'm being prepared, my body's getting prepared. And then you focus on the next small step. So you're in the middle of a workout, how do I get through a half an hour workout? CrossFitters, how do we get through a 30-minute EMOM that Fraser always programs, where we hate him for it? Next rep. Just think about the next rep. Just think about the next set. Just think about the next minute. Think about whatever steps are in front of you and like a samurai, just chop them down one by one. Psh, psh, psh. One step at a time. Review your 4 steps of mental toughness. 1, control your response. Breath, breathe, awaken the objective eye, the one that sees the present moment, not the subjective eye that's constantly creating narratives around what's going on, because we wake up every day, we're constantly telling ourselves a story, right? We're telling ourselves we're living out a story. You can't do this because you have limits. You can't do that because you don't have time. You can't do this because you can't afford it. You can't. You're just telling a story. Change that story. Change it. Change the narrative you are constantly telling yourself. A breath, interdiction, say my power mantra, emotional resiliency, and setting micro goals. That's your 4 steps for mental toughness. And I encourage every single person in this room tonight to practice that. Whenever you're in an uncomfortable situation, whenever things are hurting, whenever life gets shitty, whenever you're in a tough workout, you're in an argument, right before a job interview, right before you're going to possibly stand up on stage and speak like we're doing tonight, right before your first date, right before your first kiss, right before anything that just makes you go, shit, this is happening right now. Breath, control your attention, transform any negative emotions, set micro goals. If you're going for a first kiss, you go, I'll just take 1 step forward, and she'll take 1 step forward, and you go the next, and the other person goes the next, and hope it works out, eh? Any questions regarding the 4 steps to mental toughness? Jeez, man, tough crowd. Art of discipline. Do we all need discipline in our lives? Okay, here's what's going to happen. You will have a 2-minute break. Do whatever you need to do. We're going to play some music. 2-minute break exactly. When we come back, I'm going to train you in the art of discipline. All right, discipline. Need some water. Before you, discipline's always a struggle. When we talk about discipline, we are not expecting you to live lives like, a person who has devoted themselves to religion. They can't enjoy the pleasures of life. I mean, I'm a hedonist. I love my pleasure. Food, settle down. Wine. Food, I've completely lost my train of thought after that. Food, wine, alcohol, which is wine. Oh man, 4 steps of mental toughness. Feed the courage off. The point I'm trying to say is that I enjoy pleasure, all right, in any shape or form. Movies, wine, food, good conversation, whatever it might be. We're not asking you to live like a 100% disciplined life, but there's areas in your life where you need discipline. Now, before you find why discipline is so hard, ask yourself these 4 questions. What will I stand for in life? How will I bring honor and abundance to my loved ones? What are my core values and my ethos that represent the character I am? What do I want and how hard am I prepared to fight for it? If you want discipline, you should be able to answer these 4 questions at the ready. If you've never answered these questions, please go off tonight, write in your journal these 4 questions and answer them. Because discipline is a paradox. It is easy, but it's also hard. It's easy for the person who has a compelling sense of purpose and destiny, and it's hard for the person who is slave to the impulses, instincts, bad habits, and thoughts, negative thoughts. So before we go into discipline, you need to answer these 4 questions. Write them down in your journal. Take your time with it and understand them. Know yourself. Know thyself. First big 4 of self-discipline. Number 1, Spartan minimalism. Number 2, create keystone habits. Number 3, the art of the first victory, which are your morning rituals. Number 4, apply extreme urgency. Spartan minimalism is a term I've coined from Dominic Mann's book, Spartan Discipline. It's an amazing book, I'll read it. When I was going through my discipline journey, I picked up that book. Now, I am someone who studies ancient warrior cultures because I like to know how they live their life and how I can apply some of their teachings into my life. Spartan minimalism. So ask yourself this question: what would happen if you eliminated all but that which propels you towards your goals? Ask yourself that question. If you eliminated everything and what remains is those steps and those material possessions that bring you closer to your goal, ask yourself, what would you do? It's so funny, I coach people, right? And people have these nutrition problems. They're like, Michael, I just had really shit food last night. What did you eat? I had tiny teddies and fucking wagon wheels and donuts and stuff like that, I said, how did they get in your house in the first place? Oh, well, when I went to the supermarket, I bought them. Why did you buy them in the first place? Minimalism. Eliminate all distractions. Simplify everything to the essentials. Eliminate unproductive habits. YouTube, too much internet, mindless browsing, mindless social media. Does anyone know what this is on the picture? These are all my belongings that I have in my life. If I were to move house, it would take me 30 seconds. That's an over-exaggeration, maybe 5 minutes, because I do have a bed. Shoes, CrossFit gear and socks, shorts, 2 pairs of jeans, 1 pair of trackies. Aaron said I'd get a pay rise if I had the BR CrossFit logo there. BR CrossFit represent. My laptop, charger, 2 journals, my bag, in the middle, my shinai, bamboo sword, because I am committed to the martial arts. To the left, my samurai sword. No, I'm not an assassin. I just train in weapons. I love my martial arts. That is the only table I have in my room. I have a kettle, teacup, my meditation beads, my wallet, 2 pairs of keys. That's my meditation altar, my meditation cushion. I sit every night when I get home. I have no TV in my room. I put that away. I donated that. I donated about 80% of my clothes that I don't wear. I donated my Xbox. Everything is gone. Every time I get home, every single night, I sit in meditation and I look at myself squarely in the face and what's going on inside of me. That's my minimalistic bathroom. Shaver, toothbrush, toothpaste. Thank you, hand wash, shaving cream. That's all my belongings. Because I have applied Spartan minimalism in my life.
Just move that bit.
Yep.
Bit too loud.
Oh, bit too loud, shit. I've applied Spartan, is that better? I've applied minimalism in my life because I also am aware that the overconsumption of material fucks up the planet and destroys the planet that we walk on. I'm devoted to that path. Now, I'm not saying you have to do what I'm doing, because this is an extreme level, but you really get to know yourself when you discard a lot of the shit you have. You really get to know yourself. You can't run away from yourself anymore with TV, with video games, with DVDs, with whatever. You can't run anymore, man. You have to look at yourself. And you have to do that if you want discipline. You have to really look at yourself deep within and ask, what are you running from? It could be anything minimalistic. You could be eliminating anything, whatever it might be. You find your own way to practice minimalism. But discipline comes when you eliminate all the shit and you are left with the essentials that bring you closer to your goals. It can be on an extreme level. It can be on a small level, whatever it may be. This is the path that I walk. I have left my meditation altar because I'm dedicated to the practice of meditation and self-mastery. Create keystone habits. Master habits that have a ripple effect across your whole life? Who makes their bed in the morning? Some of you are like, shit, I never made my bed. Cold showers, food and training log, meditation. These keystone habits will create a high level of an effect, and it will ripple over to other areas of your life. Everybody in this room does one keystone habit. What's that? You train on a regular basis, so good on you. That's one keystone habit. Let's make it another. Third step, the first victory, your morning ritual. The morning sets up the ebbs and flows of the rest of the day. If you wake up and you go, oh, here we go, another day in my life, and you just go through the motions, make your cup of coffee, walk to your car and drive, you have no morning rituals, you cannot have discipline. Win your mornings. It can be anything. Like I said, make your bed, have a healthy coffee or drink, healthy breakfast, meditation, journaling, reading, whatever it might be. Guys, you have to walk out of here and create your own morning ritual. Last one, apply extreme urgency. You want to know the secret to discipline? Leave no way out. Very similar to minimalism. Discard the crap where all you have left is that action you need to take. No way out, but in, sink or swim. In Chinese military strategy, we call that death ground. Where basically you are leaving yourself no option but to take action. Because we've all been in that situation, a deadline, financial troubles or stress, a loved one in trouble. We all know that situation where our back is up against the wall and something rises up within us that takes action, and you've never felt it before. That is death ground. You have to apply urgency. So when you walk out tonight, you need to know how you can apply extreme urgency in your life. Eliminate the paradox of choice. Apply a 20x factor. So submit to a challenge and leave yourself no choice. Come to your first CrossFit class. Get a PT. Sign up to the obstacle race that we're doing. Do your own obstacle. Volunteer to help out for a good cause. Do yoga or meditation challenge. Submit yourself to the path. Leave no options and no way out. Do today what others can't, so you can do tomorrow what others can't. Last saying I'll leave you with tonight. We never rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. Remember that. We never rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. What's your training? It basically means that in any situation in life, how you do anything is how you do everything. We always fall back on our base level training. We don't rise to what we expect in life. You can't just expect things. You're not entitled to get certain things. You have to work for it. You have to train for it. So every single person is on a different path. And we lit the path for you tonight to self-mastery, to better discipline, to achieving your goals. But you must walk it. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor to speak to every single person, warrior to warrior. I hope you absorbed enough. I could go on for 3 fucking hours, but we have to stop because Aaron still has stuff to say. Namaste. It's been a pleasure. We still have Aaron to speak. Aaron, let's go, baby. Don't leave your seats. Aaron has left the best till last. I will see you all in the gym.
Alrighty guys, like a little dance. Get back up one more time, take over the music, let's go! Come on, come on, come on! Here we go, this is the best part of the show. Alright, loosen up, let's go, hands up, get! Hands up, hands up! Everyone get up and do it again tonight. Get up out of your seat. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. much. All right, guys, I definitely have left the best to last. The first few slides that I just went through it was just a start, to be honest with you. And now this is, I'm going to get real deep with you, real deep and personal. So I'm really going to tell you my battle, really going to express to you how I felt, and give you my all at the end of the day. So I want you to absorb everything I give you, because what I'm going to do right now is really hit you on a personal level. Because, like I said, the reason why I started this, the reason why I'm so excited to do this talk is because I've been there, I've done that, I've struggled. So I really want you to, be on my level as I've been on yours, and as I still am, and really dig a little bit deep. Because when you get into that emotional side, when you dig deep from in here, that's when the true person comes out. So I'm going to keep going on with the progression obsession, all right? That's stage number 4. So continuing on with the body revival story. Is this too loud? Is this all good? All good? All right, so we needed an indoor location. This is when the boot camp started. So I needed an indoor location. So what I did, I took it to the next level and I approached Parade College, which was my old high school. And this was the real battle, guys. So I approached Parade College, signed up, was paying rent to Parade, and we were doing that for about 2 years. And I really started to see some progression. I was like, had 15 to 20 boot camp clients, and over a 2-year period, I built up to about 80. So this was no longer a small little boot camp on the corner of the street. This was actually starting to become something. I was running sessions, 6 a.m., 9:30, 6:30, 7:30 sessions every night. I was working literally from 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and I would literally not fucking stop till 9 o'clock at night. I'd be exhausted and get up again the next day and repeat. That's all I did for 10 years. But you know what? The progression was there, so I was happy to do that. I was excited to do that. So I built up to 80 people. We had more sessions running, and Body Revival started to really get a name for themselves, especially for the boot camps. That was our thing. So we created this Body Revival boot camp. People from all over Victoria were hearing about it. I'm just some dude who was running it from a school. So I decided, because I saw the progression, I decided it's time I quit my job. If I want to fully commit, I need to take extreme action. I need to quit my job. I did this when I was 20. So I quit my job. I was running a few spin classes, and that's where I was getting most of my clients. I was talking to a lot of people, getting a lot of clients from down there. But I wanted to service more people, and I wanted to launch more sessions. The only way I could do that was if I cancelled my Tuesday, Thursday spin classes and focus on my boot camp. So that's what I did. And I met a lot of people on the way. I was getting heaps of referrals. So they built up quite quickly, and I'm like, I've got to keep progressing. I've got to keep pushing forward. It was my obsession. Was upset, and I'm still fucking obsessed with Body Revival. I can't stop thinking about it. On my weekends, I'm thinking on when I go to sleep, I think about Body Revival and how I can keep progressing. That's why we are here today doing this talk, because without my progression and the obsession, we wouldn't be here. So the lesson I learned was a little progress each day adds up to big results. Think about that. A little progress each day adds up to big results. So every single day I would progress and do that little bit more. If it was updating some paperwork, if it was calling a member, if it was creating the website, relaunching the website, jumping on Facebook, doing some marketing, refining my programs. Every day I was progressing. So where I am today wasn't all of a sudden I pulled out of my ass and we're here. It was every single day I was progressing to get better. Yeah? And I want to put this into a bit more perspective for you. So how to apply? So, daily points applied. Point 1, committing and delivering. All right? So you need to commit to something very, very small and do that. All right? So I don't want you committing to big, I want to open up 30 gyms around Melbourne. My goal right now at that time was I want to open up another session. So I committed and I make sure I deliver until that happened. Yeah? I've got big goals as well. My goals are huge. But I need to get from here to here before I can move there. So I'll commit to small goals and I'll focus on that and I'll get them done. Point 2, continual development, improvement, and perseverance. So progressing, developing skills, making change, refining things, improving, bettering things. So it doesn't, you've got to realize, guys, it's not just about, thinking of the bigger picture. To get to the bigger picture, you've got to do the little things. And the little things will get you where you want to be. So it's always making things better. Developing yourself, learning a little bit more. I'm still learning. I've been in this industry for 10 years and I'm still every day learning something, guaranteed. So I ask you, who's tried to change their life in a week? Does this sound familiar? I'm going to start on Monday, I'm going to lose a kilo on Monday, I'm going to lose a kilo next week, I'm going to lose a kilo every week for the next 5 weeks. Has anyone ever thought that before? Anyone relate? I relate. Anyone thought, as of Monday, I'm going to drop a kilo, I'm going to train 5 days a week, I'm going to prepare my foods, and I'm going to go to bed early at night. Has anyone ever had that thought process? Yeah? What happens? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, you're like, fuck this, too much. You can't do it anymore. You know why? Because you've committed yourself to these big things. You can't change your food. You can't train every day, prepare your foods, cut out sugar, and, don't drink alcohol on the weekend. Like all of a sudden this massive obsession happens and lasts for 3 days. It's not possible. Not possible. So how long does it last? What happens? You stop. So how long have you had these bad habits for? You think about it. Everyone's got bad habits. How long have you had them for? 1, 2 years, all your life, 10 years. So it's going to take a bit more than 1 week to change it. It's going to take time, and it's a step-by-step process to keep moving you forward. Yeah, does everyone get that? So don't think next week I'm gonna change the way I look or change the way I feel. It takes time. It's that constant progression, and you've got to get obsessed about it. It's that constant change, the constant moving forward, and it's those little things that are going to get you there. So progression has to be done on a daily, to be done daily to ensure long-term sustainability. Yeah, if you try to do something in a week, how long is it going to be sustainable for? For not long at all. So you've got to change it ongoing. You've got to stick to it every single day. Because those small things that you do is going to end up to be, the big things you progress to. All right, so stage 4, setting and mastering goals. So my turning point, I was getting more members, I was increasing sessions, I was hiring staff, I was setting goals, and I was mastering them continuously. I was on this fucking roll, and I was like, shit, this is too easy, nothing's gonna stop me. I was setting goals all the time, and I was succeeding. From 50 clients to 100, from 100 to 200. I was killing them. I was from here to here. I was on this massive roll. I was high in life. Man, I was hustling and working hard, but I was getting my job done and getting shit done. So how to apply? How did I do this? So I set short-term achievable goals. I built up some momentum. All right. So for example, let's put this into a nutrition perspective. First thing you do is set a very minute goal. And this is what I do. So your goal could be very, very simple, that you can start 100% tomorrow. Your goal tomorrow to get healthier, if you want to improve your nutrition, is how about we reduce our calories for dinner? How about rather having a massive bowl, you just decrease that bowl of pasta or that bowl you have for dinner by half. That's achievable. Is that achievable? You can do that tomorrow, right? And that's what you do. You set these small, achievable goals, all right? And you master that shit. You get it done right, and you continue to do it. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't think, oh my God, I need to lose 30 kilos. Because that ain't going to happen straight away. It's these small things you do that's going to get you there. So how to achieve small goals? You need to apply small change, very small change that you can do achievable. You need to master that perfectly. So if you want to lose weight, all right, one thing you could do is just drink more water. So tomorrow, drink more water. Aim for 3 litres a day. All right, if you're drinking 1 litre a day, aim for 2 litres a day. Do that continuously and master it. Make sure it's done and perfect it before you move to your next goal. You might perfect that in a week. It might take you 2. It might take you a few days. But perfect it to the point where it's just automated response. You're just doing it. You're just drinking water. It's easy. And that's very simple, very simple. So master the perfect. And then after that, really, really easy. Set yourself another small goal. So after that, might be I call master my water. How about I eat breakfast? Or how about I go to bed earlier an hour? That's another easier goal. Probably a little bit harder than drinking more water, but it's definitely achievable. And then every day you do these smaller things. And what you do, you just keep repeating that shit. Repeat. Set small goals, master them perfectly, set yourself new small goals. Does everyone get that? Everyone can do it, no doubt about it. We've just got to set targets. All right, so your short-term goals will reflect your long-term goals. So you constantly progress. So every short-term goal you do and you succeed and you achieve, all right, that's going to set up for our bigger goals. All right, so when I set big goals, it's not just, I want to lose weight and tone up and get fit. It's got to be a bit more serious. When I set goals, I wake up every fucking morning and I'm excited to be alive. No, not one word of a lie there. I wake up every morning. I am so excited to be on this planet because I know the opportunity that I have. I know my goals. I know where I want to be. So your goals has to hit you in the heart. It's got to get you excited. It's got to take you to the next level. So if your goals could be simple, your goals could be, all right, I want to get the next promotion. So what you do, you've got to work hard every single day to get there. I want to enter a CrossFit competition. You guys have to wake up, train, get excited about it. I get so excited when I've got big goals. My goal ain't to run 2 gyms, I'll tell you that much. My goal is to take over Melbourne with Body Revival and take it to the next level. And I get fucking excited about that every single day. So excited. So I'm excited to change people's lives. I'm really, really excited to. So I wake up every morning and do that. In terms of my fitness goals, I've committed myself to do a physique comp in 13 weeks. I get up every morning and rather than complain to go to the gym, I train and I'm there lifting my weights, absolutely loving it because I'm achieving. That session that I did today is going to get me to my big goal. So I'm progressing. So I legitimately get excited. Have a purpose. Remind yourself daily of what your goals are. Like, think about it. Before I go to bed at night, I'll reassess what have I eaten today? How can I improve tomorrow? Every day I obsess about it. How you feel, how will you look? Will it change your life? Get yourself in that emotional state. Because when you're in that emotional state, that's when shit changes. When you're in that emotional state, that's when you realise that you need to change. So when you set your goals, that emotional state, you really want to get there. Like, get emotional about it. It's a do or die attitude. And once you start, guys, you get obsessed with your progression. You will get obsessed. The fitter you get, the stronger you get, the leaner you get, you're looking better, you got this definition and you're feeling better, you can squat lower, you can squat heavier. Then you try different foods and then you start to enjoy the food, so you get obsessed about it. And that's the beauty about it, guys, because your life doesn't stop here, it keeps going forward. So stage 5. And this is the last stage. So the obstacle is the weight. I'm going to get real deep here because no one knows the story of Body Revival. Everyone thinks from what you know right now, I've just launched boot camp at Parade and I've opened up the facility. So this was a battle. This was one emotional battle. I can't explain to you the feelings I felt going through this. For me, to open up Epi was a hit after hit after hit, after kick in the nuts, punch in the face, fucking, truck hit me. And I was still not going to stop. So let me explain. So we started at location 1, went to Parade College. After a couple of years there, sort of a bit settled, they decided, we're going to privatise the gym there. You're out. You've got 2 weeks. Get out of here. I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, all right, that happens. I was sort of stressed out about it, but I'm like, well, it gives me an opportunity to find a better facility anyway. So bang, location 2, went to Mill Park YMCA. This was just a very short time, but I thought it's going to have to do for now. And we'll run in sessions at the Mill Park YMCA where the oval is. And then the council, the Mill Park YMCA, they got threatened by the way because we were running boot camps there. So like, no, you're going to run your boot camps on the other side. You're getting too many people. So we had to run our boot camps on the total opposite side. I was carrying kettlebells and bags, and I was driving my car, and holding all the equipment in my car, and shit was getting pretty, full on. So that was not sustainable for me. Location 3, went to another school, Mill Park, and next door there was noise complaints. All right, well, it's a boot camp. You're going to hear some noise, and one lady complained because she couldn't read her book at night outside in winter. All right, yeah. And I was at this point, I was stressing the fuck out. I was just like, what am I going to do? I actually went, knocked on everyone's door, and said, look, I've just started boot camp. I'm trying to, get up. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to make something out of this. And she was just didn't want to hit bar of it. All right. So here we go again. So we moved to location 4, Meadow Glen Athletics Track. So we went there. We lasted there for a little while. It wasn't sustainable. I did sort of negotiate something with the athletics track so we could use their undercover area, especially for winter. And then all of a sudden, we're not insured. You can't run your boot camps here. I'm like, can we try work something else out? I'll get the insurance. Nah, we don't want you here. And I was like, fucking hell, what am I going to do? And I was just like, hit after hit. I'm like, I'm going to keep going. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I've committed myself to be the best boot camp at Melbourne. And if I've got to deal with this, I'm going to deal with it. And each time that I was getting that hit and getting that kick, I was building up this inner strength that I actually didn't even know I was at the time. And then boom, location 5, happy days. It was my biggest break. I was loving life. I was like, all those hits to bring me to this place right now. Plenty Parklands Primary School, thank you very much. I had everything there. This big track. We had our undercover area. I had a gym area. This stage, we were getting big. I was up to about 150 members. We were running boxing sessions, boot camp sessions. Shit was getting crazy. I was committing. I was on a roll. I was on a high. I was just like, this is all happening for me. I'm like, this is where I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to commit. I've got everything here. I don't need anything else. I've got this. Yeah, fucking got it, all right? So, 4 weeks into it, I just bought a house. Me and Stace just moved into the house. Got this massive ass loan. I was self-employed. I was 22, 23 maybe. And I got a call. And I remember getting this call. I was in my office. I got this call before boot camp. And the principal goes to me, you got 2 days to leave. You got to leave. I'm like, what do you mean I've got to leave? Like, what do I do? You got 2 days to leave. You're breaching contract. I'm like, what do you mean I'm breaching contract? What are you talking about? She goes, on the contract it says you do a session from 6:30 till 7:30. I'm like, no, I do a 6:30 and 7:30 session. Like obviously there's been a mistake. I've signed the contract. Obviously there's been a slight mistake there. I've got the email saying I'll do a 6:30 and 7:30 sessions, all in emails. Now you breached contract, I said, look, I'm so sorry, but it was obviously a clear mistake. Can we just fix it up and move on? And no, get out, I don't want you here. And I was just, I sat there and I was like this. I was rubbing my head, and Stace came in the room, and I started crying. I was crying. And I said to her, look, I just moved into a house. I've got this massive debt. I'm self-employed. You know, I've got nowhere to go. I can't find another location in 2 days. And I was crying. I'm like, can you please help me? I was literally crying. And she just cut the phone to me. So I was like, and I remember I broke down. Like, me and Stacey were in that office. I fucking broke down. I was like, babe. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I've got nothing. I had nothing. I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't find a place in 2 days. It took me a month to sign contracts for that place. How am I going to find another place in 2 days? Like what am I going to do with this house? I thought the worst. So I was like, I've just got to deal with it. Let's just deal with it. So that night I had to run boot camp. Switched on, I'm like, boom, happy Aaron again. Hey, guys, let's get ready for boot camp. Let's get excited. How's everyone's day been? And I was this excited person. I had to, all of a sudden, I had to change up here, change away. So I couldn't let people know what was going on. I couldn't tell them straight away. So, babe, bubbly Aaron, woo, let's do boot camp. Anyway, that night, the principal comes in, marches in. Oh, get out, like in front of all the members. Like, you need to get out. It was all 7:30. I said, look, I still need to run to 7:30. He said, get out of here. And I remember I had all the members, they had my back. You know, they're like, you know, he's just a young kid trying to do his thing. You know, support him. And she's like, all right. And then she goes, you cried. You were crying on the phone. She was laughing at me. From that day, that's when my life literally changed. That's when I was like, literally that point, I was like, it's me right now. So I said to her, I didn't say this to her. I thought in my head, well, fuck you. Watch me. Watch what I fucking do. I don't need you. I'll do it all by myself. I can get shit done. And this beast unleashed out of me. All these hits after hits after hits after hits. I was like, this is me. I need to do this. I was so determined. So determined. So I got my shit the next morning, organised what I had to do. I found a church. Luckily, they let us in. We started running our boot camps as of the next week. I built up a pretty good relationship with them. I ended up there for another 1.5 years, but I'm like, I can't stay here. Boom, 1.5 years, kicked me out again. 2 weeks before Christmas, now we're using as council officers, you've got to go. I'm like, you know what, fucking whatever. I've dealt with this shit before. Before my holiday, we went away on holiday 3 days before. I was driving around, I'm like, shit, I've got to find something. No more schools. I had no more schools. I've hit the schools all around the area. I've got to find a facility. Drove past Epping, and I was like, oh yeah, place burnt down. They were redoing it all. I knocked on the door. I'm like, has anyone leased this yet? They're like, oh no, it's been leased. I'm like, okay. I'm like, who's the agent here? And they're like, oh, this guy, here's his number. I called him up. I'm like, oh, has this been leased? Oh, no one's signed contracts. I'm like, I'm coming now. I'm signing contracts. Sign me up. He's like, all right. So I went there, signed contracts straight away on the day, and boom, Epping open. After all those hits, I finally got our first location. That's Epping. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. We went away on holiday. I was like, I don't know what to do. I run outdoor boot camps. By that stage, I was doing CrossFit. I'm like, yeah, we'll do some CrossFit as well. We'll do boot camps. We'll do some boxing. We're running shit in my garage at home, body tone circuits, which a few people used to do at my house in Greensboro, Mernda. And we started running body tone sessions there, everything. Started CrossFit, I had body tone, I had boxing, I had boot camp. It was all happening. The place was fucking pumping. I was like, boom, I finally got there. So that was location 7. That was Epping. And there's a story about Epping as well. So lesson learned, every obstacle is your opportunity to build strength to reach your next level. Listen to this, guys. Obstacles do not block the path. They are the path. So when you see an obstacle, it just takes you to the next level. It keeps you moving forward and releases that beast inside of you so you can unleash the best version of you. Because without those obstacles, there's no way today I'd be standing on this stage talking to all you guys. There is no way in the world. And it was every hit, every slap in the face that got me here. So I'm so excited about that, and that's why I want to share my experience with you, because I've been there, I've done that, I've had that emotional battle. So the obstacle is the way. External obstacles, there are excuses. So people deterring you, oh, don't worry about your diet tonight, don't worry about it, just come along, have a drink with us. Or I've got held back at work so I can't train, oh, having a shit day so I'm not going to train, I can't get up in the morning. So they're your external obstacles. It's cold, it's wet, it's windy. So that's always happening. There's always obstacles around you. It's how you deal with them. Your next is your internal obstacles, all right? Your excuses. Didn't have a good sleep. I feel unmotivated. I don't have time. You know what? You're never going to feel fucking motivated. There's always going to be something that pops up, all right? And that's something that you've got to deal with. So don't use them as excuses, because motivation is going to give you this far, all right? You're not going to be motivated for the rest of your life. So the beauty about obstacles, boom! Once you hit one, they get easier. You build this callus. You build this callus in your brain. You build these callus pull-ups. First time you do pull-ups, and you slit and you thrash your hands, and then all of a sudden you start to build up. You build up this callus in your hands, and you can handle that shit even more. Or when you're squatting, it's hard, but you got tight groins. You can't get down as low, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're squatting, and you're hitting that depth. That's the beauty about obstacles, because you keep pushing. They're a coping mechanism. They develop your strength. And it's a learning experience. So smashing obstacles. One, you need to accept that the obstacles are always going to be there. That shit is never, ever, ever going away. Two is remember your purpose. Why did you start training? Right? Why did you want to go to the next level? Why did you want to lose weight? Three, find a strategy and overcome it. There is always a way around, through, underneath, around an obstacle. There's always a way. Number four, shut the fuck up and get it done. Stop complaining and stop thinking why you can't do it. Stop thinking how you can do it, and just keep moving forward. And five, reward yourself. All right, reward yourself. When you unleash and you create and where there's an obstacle in front of you, and you push through it, you jump over it, and you get it done. Reward yourself. You should feel good. You deserve it. And simple options. You got two options, guys. Two options. Option one is let the obstacle defeat you, and never, 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 ever, ever progress and be in the same position you are in right now without progressing. Option two. Overcome the obstacle and achieve greatness. So option one, let the obstacle defeat you. It's raining, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not going to progress, are you? It's raining, I'm going to get the job done. I can guarantee you if I was doing a marathon, I'll be fucking out there training in the rain, no matter what. Option two, overcome the obstacle and achieve greatness. When you move on to that obstacle, how good is it? When you do your first competition, marathon, CrossFit comp, whatever it is, you want to do another one, and you want to get better at it next time. So enjoy and embrace the sacrifice you have made and results that you have gained. I'll repeat that one more time. Enjoy and embrace the sacrifice you have made and the results you have gained. So overcoming emotional battles. So boom, open up Body Revival Epping, massive success. 1 year later, boom, open up Thomastown. Through this process, I dealt with what? With just Epping, right? Epping was huge. Epping, I dealt with so much at Epping. I lost one of my best mates. People do get jealous, envious, and they start to talk. So you lose your best mate, and don't want to name names, but it was stressful. I had a lot of issues with staff. That was also another stressful period. And what happened, one of the gentlemen who was working with me in the past, 1 week before we decided to open up Thomastown, he's like, oh no, I don't want to you know, I don't want to work there anymore. I don't want to do my own thing and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, moving forward. So I gave me 1 week. I thought I'm going to have some assistants open up Thomastown. When I found out that, I was like, all right. I just unleashed, something unleashed inside of me. I grabbed that fucking beast inside of me. I held it up by 2 hands. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take control and make the best out of this situation. And I did that. So what I did, I'm like, awesome. You wanna be here? That's cool. Let me get Thomastown done. So I did this fucking place by myself. I started ordering equipment. I started planning the whole area out. And I had some good assistants. My mates were helping me. We set up all Thomastown. It was awesome. But mate, the struggle that I went through to get this place done. I remember walking through this door and running the first session, and I just bursted out in tears. I bursted out in tears. I was like, we finally got there. I finally did it. Nothing phases me anymore. I don't give a fuck what happens anymore. I don't care if I'm not afraid of obstacles. There was a stage last year where I was like, give me obstacles, and so much shit was happening, so much bad things, and nothing was ever going right. I was like, give me more, give me more, give me more. I was like a lion. I was unleashing. I was excited for another bad thing to happen because so much shit was happening. I was like, yeah, give me more, bring it on. Let's see how far I can get. I was loving it. It was weird. But that built me up, that built my head up, that built my mind up, and I was able to keep progressing. But in the whole process of succeeding, you know, yes, I killed the uphill battle. I succeeded in, you know, setting up Body Revival. I did lose one thing. That one thing that some of you may have lost before. I lost myself. I built Body Revival, but I completely, utterly lost myself. I was faced with the emotional battle. I lost my personal purpose. This picture here, for me, when I look at that picture, I was depressed and anxiety, couldn't breathe. I was sleeping a lot. I was just getting through the days. Putting a smile on everyone's face. Hey, I'm out for Body Revival. Hey, look at me. I'm creating this excitement. But I truly lost myself. And it's where some people can relate. You know, some people may have lost themselves. So I was like, you know what? It's time to change. I took that picture. I was disgusted with myself. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, fuck, look at you. Body Revival owner. You look like that. I was seriously disgusted in myself. But I've got to change something right now. I've got to do something. I've got to make things happen. I want to be a role model. And that's why I'm doing this talk today, purely because I have changed myself up here. I've changed the way I am here. And I'm next. I couldn't do this talk last year. There was no way I could have done that. But last year was the start. So I was like, yeah, cool. I'm going to do this personal transformation. So what I did, I got a coach. All right? I got up every fucking day at 4 a.m. No doubt I'd drive 45 minutes to see my coach. I'd train there all the time. I'd go hard. I'd train for an hour and a half. I'd work, kill myself to 9 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night. Not one word of lie. I did that 4 or 5 days a week. I would work on Saturdays and Sundays I would sleep. I was getting shit done, right? I was getting up, I was training, I was working. Oh yeah, that's right, I was washing Hendrix. I'd wash Hendrix and then I'd go, and then I'd eat dinner, I'd go to sleep. I had shit sorted. No, I really didn't. I didn't at all. I battled injuries last year, torn bicep, torn quad, tore my pec. It was one hit after the other. And then I hit breaking point. Last year, I think it was December last year, I hit breaking point. Got home after a long week. Did that, 4 a.m, worked, hustled, washed Hendrix, had dinner. I got home one day and I walked inside and I opened up the fridge. I was like, fucking tired. I was so tired. I was like ready to just crumble. And I broke down. I opened up the fridge and I started like bawling my eyes out. I was crying. I was like just an absolute mess, emotional mess. Not a stressed mess, I was just emotional fucking wreck. And Stace come to me. You know, I was battling some pretty bad anxiety as well. So Stace comes to me, she goes, you know, what's wrong? I'm like, babe, I go, I don't even have time to pick up a fucking coat hanger from my floor and put it on. I go, there's been coat hangers sitting in my office for a whole month. I've been looking at them saying, I said, when I get time, we'll clean it up. I don't even have time to do that. Now that was a fucking problem. That was a big problem. So I'm like, I've got to sort my shit out. I've got to get this work-life balance sorted. Otherwise, I'm going to kill myself. Literally, I'm on my deathbed. So what I did, I said, Stace, I'm going to sort this shit out. I'm going to go away for the weekend by myself, and I'm going to clear my head and figure out how I'm going to do this, because next year's going to be something completely different. So what I did, and this is something I think everyone can take, have a read at. If you want, don't write notes, take a quick picture of that, because I want to go through that with you. So step one, I wrote down the 5 most important things in my life. Number 1, health and fitness, and this is all in order, and I'll explain why. 2, family and relationships. 3 was business and financial. 4 was my personal time, and 5 was social and friendships. So that were the 5 most important things to my life, and I think that pretty much applies to everyone's life. Step 2, I write down my week. So I'll be like, all right, Monday to Sunday, what do I have going on? And I would designate times. So I wasn't going to wake up at 4 a.m. anymore. I was completely wrecked, especially from working at night. So all right, cool, I'll wake up at 5, and I'll train for an hour and a half. I'll finish by, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I left myself good hour and a half, 2 hours. I love training, that's what I do. So I spend a bit of time training, and then I'll hustle from 8 a.m. till 4 or 5 p.m. Each day would vary. So every Monday to Sunday, it would vary. I'd go home, I'd spend some time with Stace and Hendrix and, build up, that was my family time. And then, even at night for like 20 minutes, I'll have my own personal time. So I would meditate. I started meditating this year. It's been the best thing ever. So I started meditating, and I would plan out my week, and I planned it out, and I did that. So step 4 was what I'd written down, I had applied. All right, so if it was training, if it was spending time with family, personal, so I applied that. And then what I did after that, I adjusted that. All right, so nothing ever went to plan, I adjusted. So things would start to change, and I'll adjust it as I go along. And then step 5, I stayed consistent and adjusted a lifestyle change. My most important thing was my health and fitness, purely because if I didn't have my health and I didn't have my fitness, I'd have nothing else. I wouldn't have my family. I couldn't spend quality time with my son. I couldn't spend quality time with my wife. I wouldn't be able to clearly think up here to run my business. So health and fitness has to be everyone's priority. So if you're saying it's not a priority, change that shit now and make it your fucking number 1 priority. Because if it's not, you're never going to get the best out of your family, out of your relationships, out of your business, out of your personal life. Nothing is ever going to improve if you're not fit, you're not healthy, and you're not thinking clear up here. So start to make that your priority, because once that is your priority, everything will improve dramatically, and I can guarantee that your stress levels, your anxiety levels, your relationship, your business, everything will improve. There's no doubt about that. Once people have set their health as a priority, how much better is life? Tell me, how much better is life? Everyone feel better? Everyone got more energy? Everyone can think clearer? Everyone can sleep better? Life is so much better when you make your health and fitness your number 1 priority. So guys, my journey, all right, my last few words of wisdom. Hopefully tonight, I got something out of you. And my key tonight was, like I said, not to give you a motivational speech, not to give you my story, but to really allow you to unleash what's inside of you, because I know everyone here can always improve and get better and unleash that beast. That was my goal tonight. So change your future by changing your attitude. Number 1. 2, love the struggle. Love it. Because the struggle makes you strong. When you see an obstacle, cool, it's my next path. Okay, it's my path to my goal. So enjoy the struggle. Don't run away from it. You can take left, the easy option, take right, the hard option. Go that fucking hard option, you'll get something out of it. Number 3, the battle and obstacles when you grow and is the road to success. Those punches you take, those kicks, that's going to allow you to succeed. Number 4, hustle equals results. Nothing's going to come easy. Nothing's ever going to give it to you. And if you expect that, you might as well throw everything away. So you need to hustle. You need to work hard. Hustle, hustle, hustle. And never stop improving. Progression, persistence, learning, development. Keep getting better. Because everyone's always can improve. Now guys, one last thing. I know you all got it inside of you. But tomorrow, I need you to promise me that you're going to make a small change. Because that small change is going to lead to bigger things. So I want you to shut the fuck up and get it done. Stop thinking of any excuse, rip that beast out and unleash it, because now is the time to get stronger. If you're not going to make a change tomorrow, I guarantee you'll never make a change. So rip it out, get it done, unleash, and go for it, guys, because I know, looking around this room, everyone's got something to offer. Everyone can be the best version of them, and it's unfair for you not to be the best version of yourself. Guys, thank you very much for coming today. Thank you for unleashing, and just remember, do sharks complain about Monday? No, they're up early, biting shit, chasing stuff, being scared, reminding everyone they're a fucking shark. And tonight, guys, you are sharks. Get up, give yourselves a big round of applause. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. You made that journey to change. Tomorrow, make sure you do imply some change. I'm excited to see your progress. Guys, you want to kick back and ask me a couple of questions? More than welcome. Thank you very much to Michael as well. Give you kids in your hands to Michael too. And thank you very much for coming, guys. Appreciate the time, appreciate the effort, and hopefully you got something out of it, just a little bit. I really do hope.
Guys, just quickly, so I'm just going to go back. So a lot of the stuff that you're probably wondering, there's a lot of content we've spoken about tonight. How the hell am I going to remember this? I'm going to be emailing out an ebook that's going to talk about a lot of the mindfulness and breath training exercises I talk about. If you want to go deeper, my book that I've officially written, you can find on Amazon. It's available for pre-order. A lot of the stuff I speak about on mental toughness, on the discipline is in my book, The Way of the Mindful Warrior, out July 13th. You can grab a copy of that at pre-order. But other than that, we will be emailing you everything we've spoken about tonight so you can better absorb and understand that. Sound good?
Awesome, guys. Thanks very much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. You are Body Revival Sharks. Unleash, unleash. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be kicking back here, so if you do want to come in, say good day, feel free to.